Hi, once again, this is Neditwa again. So in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at still GitHub series, and we are going to focus on how to create a repository. Yeah, in the previous tutorial, we showed how to create a GitHub account, and we kind of explained what GitHub is and how what is the value for GitHub and why you should actually use it. Yeah, so here we're actually going to be creating a repository, as simple as that, and we shall also get to know what a repository is. Yeah, so what is a repo? So this is like a bucket where you can actually put your code, you can interact with your code, and you can actually make changes with your code, so you can always follow up your code in case you're actually using it alone, or you're using it with some teammates or some other developers. You can actually cooperate with other developers within one repository, so you don't need to be moving your machine from door to door, trying to maybe show the change that actually you've implicated in your code, or you've tried to actually update in your code. So you can only need only one repository. So what GitHub actually does or gives us is that it gives us a platform where we can actually open source and use one center of information as the way how you see Google is. But however much we for Google, we actually retrieve its data, we actually get data from it, but we can't manipulate it, right? But here you can actually retrieve the data, and you can actually update the data if you really want to, right? Yeah, so this is it. And you can actually also restrict who should actually access your repository and who should not access your repository. That's a good thing with it. So it's not that you actually create a repo and everyone is out there seeing it. Yeah, just like in this in this GitHub account that I have here, I have a quite number of projects, but you will find this one is private. This is private, 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 and this is public. Yeah, because I was hosting it. This one I was hosting this privacy policy, so it is public. So Google Play Store had to access it directly. So that means you can actually even host your site on GitHub. Yeah, I saw that it can actually happen. So you can host your site there and it is live. Yeah, according to the storage you have on the code space you have for GitHub. Yeah, so you'll find you have private, private, public, public, public. So something like that. Okay, so it depends on your restriction that you're actually going to put, your constraint. Okay, so moving back to the other account, where were you? Here. So you can always go to, since that when we are creating this account, we just create a new project and stuff, so directly they will automatically put us to this first page. But you can always go to here and see your repositories, and you can always create a repo, or you can actually go to here, create a new repository, import a new repository. Creating a new repository and importing a new repository, they are two different things. We are going to see how to create a repository, and we're also going to explain how to import a repository. Okay, yeah. Or you can even create a new code space in your very account. So it is really, really very, very wide. And I think I've also interacted with organization or a project as well. So it depends what exactly you want. But for now, we are going to focus on repositories. So here for the start writing code section, where it is, you can create a repository from here. So you can give in a repository name. In case you don't want here, you can always also click here, or you can go to here and you choose new repository, so whatever you want. But we shall use this one for now. You can choose whatever you really want. So I'll say my first repo. I'll say my first repo. Okay, so if I want to make it public, I'll make it public for everyone to actually access it on GitHub. So I can actually also click here to create it if I want to. And you can actually also customize your README file in your repositories that you're going to be using. Yeah, so you can create what you're interested in, what you're working around with, blah 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 blah. These are new features that have been actually added. So I can just choose create new repo, and done. It's done. So you will have your name for the repo, and it will give you the restriction you gave it, that this is a public repository. Okay, and then anyone can actually do what, can see it. And when you click here, okay, this notification for ongoing activities. Okay, so this is the repository. You can go ahead and publish publish code to this repository. You can go ahead and commit changes. We're going to see that in the next tutorial, how to use different commands in GitHub, how to commit changes, how to push how to push changes to a repo, how to update the code, how to pull, whatever it is. Okay, so this section that says or create a new repo in a command line using this, so you can also use it in case you want to push code to this repo, so it will give you a reference to the Git repository that you have actually created. Okay, so we are going to see that in the next tutorial. So that is simply how you create a repository. Okay, simply like that. Okay, and what else can we do is that we can also try to explain importing a repo in case. So I can say import a repo. So importing a repo is importing files, or importing a repository that has files from another GitHub, or from another repository. It can be from another GitHub account or the same account. So whatever you really want. So in case you're creating a new repository and you don't want to replicate the other one, so you just import a new repository and then work around with it without changing the original one. Okay, so here they always provide you with a URL section for the source repository, where you're getting the repository. Let's say I have this one. So this is a Victoria University app, okay, that I've been working with for the past weeks. So when I open this repository, just like here, because I already pushed changes, or I already pushed code to it, so I've been working around with it. So you click here and you get this URL section. Okay, I've seen people using the SSH, but for now, just use this. Okay, so this is the link you use to clone this repository. If you need to actually get this entire source code into maybe VS Code that you're actually working with, if it's Windsurf, I don't know, but nowadays I really love Windsurf a lot. Yeah, if it's Windsurf, you go into Tabido using GitHub commands and you pull requests from this URL section, all this repo directory link, yeah, or web URL, whatever it is. Yeah, so you clone this repository anywhere you want or anyhow you want. So you can copy it up here, and we move to this section, and you'll be provided to paste it there. Okay, so after importing the GitHub link for the repository from the other side, you'll be prompted to put in your credentials. Please enter the credentials if required for cloning your repository. In case there's a restriction to that, you have to put in the username of your source repository. Then you also have to put the access token. Yeah, so this access token or password, it's really usually used on repositories. So someone can actually put the access token on a repo, that if someone tries to fork this repository, forking, I mean, I don't know whether I have an example that I could show you here. Maybe I need to go to the dashboard. But forking, it is FORK. Forking a repo is like replicating a repo as well, and it's like making a copy of the other original repo, right? Something like, it's like more of cloning, but a bit different. Just like how they forked Flutter right now. Yeah, it is forked. Yeah, it has been forked, and we have a new version of Flutter, advanced, but still the other Flutter is still running, but then the forked version is also there, but we can actually use the same commands in the other IDE as well, and we move on. Yeah, so we shall go into details with time in that. Yeah. So you will have to, I was explaining, you will have to give in the access token for that repo in case you actually put those restrictions there. And then after putting them there, you'll be prompted to putting a repo name, since that you're importing a new repo. So you're going to also give it a name this side. So you put in a repo name you want. We have seen this public and private. So you choose either you want it private or you want it public, whatever you want, then begin import report here. So as simple as that. So in the next tutorial, we're actually going to see how to push code to GitHub and how to retrieve, how to make changes, all different commands with GitHub. So thanks for watching.